Hi, and welcome to Babel Sports Talk Radio. This is Christian Hansen. Today's show is going to be Illini Hoops Talk. Today's show is brought to you by the Illinois Center for Broadcasting. Have you ever thought about a career in broadcasting? The Illinois Center for Broadcasting can get you started in the exciting fields of television and radio. At ICB, instructors who currently work in the broadcasting industry will train you on the latest digital audio and video equipment. Best of all, once you complete the program, you'll have the full-time support of our placement department that will help you find your first job. Just think about it. You can be working at a TV or radio station in less than a year. So pick up the phone and call ICB today for more information at 630-916-1700. That's 630-916-1700. The Illinois Center for Broadcasting, where broadcasting careers begin. Hi, and welcome to the January 30th, 2015 edition of Illini Hoops Talk Radio. The Illini head into tomorrow's game following a loss over Minnesota this past Saturday. The Illini should get back to their winning ways tomorrow afternoon. 9-1 at home this year. So first and foremost, let's just kind of recap the last game they had. Malcolm Hill and Kendrick Nunn each had 18 points. For the injury-plagued Illini last Saturday. But unfortunately, they lost 79-71. For Minnesota, it was Andre Hollins who helped Minnesota really pull away. He had 17 of his 28 points in the second half. And then Carlos Morris had 13 of his 16 points in the first half. And then, Mo Walker chipped in 12 points and 13 rebounds. And Nate Mason added 10 points and 6 assists. Now, this was only the third loss by the Illini in their last 14 visits to Williams Arena since 2000. And Ahmad Starks hit an NBA range three-pointer to make the score 44-all, but, then it was just the Gophers who pulled away for a good, with a, 12-0 run that included a 4-point play by Hollins when he knocked down a 3-point shot as he fell backward and drew the foul. Now, Illinois played its third game in the last 7 days, so Jalen Tate added 11 points and 9 assists for Illini, playing his third game in the last 7 days with a rotation that's only 70 as of right now. And then the Illini suited up senior guard Ryan Schmidt for the first time, a depth-promoted move to reward the four-year manager and lifelong Illini fan for his dedication to the program. So that's a wrap from last time out for the Illini. Here's what to expect this week. Like I said, the Illini come into tomorrow's game following a 6-day break after the loss of the Gophers last Saturday. And Illinois is currently 9-1 at home this season and 1-5 on the road. Illini are 13-8 and 3-5 in the Big Ten. For Penn State, they come into tomorrow's game with a 14-7 overall record, 2-6 in the Big Ten play. Penn State comes into tomorrow's game following a win over Minnesota back on Wednesday night. The Lions, are currently riding a 2-game win streak. Now, if you look at the last time both these teams met, it was all Illini, which was back on January 4th, 2014. At the State Farm Center, or at the time Assembly Hall, whichever one you prefer. I always would prefer to call it Assembly Hall. Illinois won 75-55, but this was the story of the game. The Illini held the Nittany Lions to the lowest offensive output of the regular season with 55 points, nearly 25 points below their season average entering the game. Penn State shot just 29.8%, 17 for 57. The lowest field goal percentage allowed by the Illini since Northwestern shot 25% on its home court in a 62-41 loss to the Illini back on February 17th in 2013. And for Penn State, their guards, Tim Frazier and DJ Newbell, entered the game as the highest scoring backcourt duo in the country at 36.2 points per game, but managed only a combined 17 points on 5 of 9 shooting against the Illini. Frazier had 10 and Newbell had 7. Illini jumped out to a 9-0 lead and held Penn State scoreless for the opening 6 minutes and 48 seconds of the contest. The Illini led wire to wire, but the Lions cut into the deficit the second half, closing the gap to 7 points. Illinois then outscored Penn State 25-12 over the final 8 minutes and 30 seconds of play in the game. Players to watch this week for the Illini: sophomore Malcolm Hill. Hill came, on strong at the end of his freshman season. He started Illinois' last 12 games and averaged 6.5 points as a starter. But on the heels of that success, he's also bolstered by an off-season of hard work in the gym and the weight room. Hill is having, obviously, a breakout sophomore campaign thus far. He currently ranks second on the Illini scoring with an average of 14 points a game. He scored in double figures in 18 of the 21 games. He's led by a career-high 28 points in the win over number 11 Maryland back on January 7th. And he's increased his scoring average drastically, by 9.6 points this year, the largest improvement in the Big Ten. And of the 5 conference players who have raised their point production the most this season, 3 are sophomores. So another player to look at, not really going to make that big of an impact, but still something to look at, is senior walk-on Ryan Schmidt. Illinois, this year has been an unusual number of injuries to its backcourt this season. And the latest player taken out of the lineup is junior Aaron Cosby, who suffered a retinal tear in the left eye against Indiana and underwent a laser procedure back on January 19th. And Coach Gross has repeated the phrase, next man up, following each injury, and has now looked to manager to share that philosophy. Ryan Schmidt, who has been in his 4th year serving as the Illinois program as an on-court manager, officially joined the roster on January 23rd. He has been practicing with the team and dressed for the most recent Illini game at Minnesota. Schmidt is a senior guard from Bloomington, Illinois, who played varsity basketball at Central Catholic High School in Bloomington, where he was named team MVP as a senior in 2011. Schmidt is majoring in accounting. For Penn State, players to look at sophomore Geno Thorpe. Thorpe has started each of the last 3 games in 4 this season, ending the Rutgers game last Saturday with career highs in assists and 5 and steals with 3 to go with 9 points. In the last 2 games, he has led the team with 9 assists and 6 steals while averaging 9 points per game. Thorpe was the top scorer off the bench with 8.4 points per game as a reserve. Now, Thorpe has produced and then topped career highs twice this season. He leads the team and is 3rd in Big Ten with 87% free throw shooting. He is 67 for 77 from the line after going 3 for 4 from the charity stripe versus Minnesota back on Wednesday night. The miss was his first in Big Ten action as he hit 18 out of 19 league free throw attempts and has converted on 27 in his last 30. Now, another person to look at is junior Brandon Taylor. Taylor is 2nd currently on the team in scoring with 9.9 points per game. Over the last 4 games he has played, Taylor is averaging 9.2 points per game in the first half alone and is shooting 53% from beyond the arc in the last 3 games. He's produced the team's first double-double of the season and the first of his career with 14 points and 11 rebounds in a win versus Drexel back on December 20th. We're going to take a break, and once we get back, it's more Illini Hoops Talk. Looking for a new auto insurance company? Well, State Farm can help. Discounts up to 40% on auto insurance with the discount double check. Call today or visit online at statefarm.com. Be sure to double check. Hi, and welcome back to Battle Sports Talk Radio. This is Illini Hoops Talk, brought to you by the Illinois Center for Broadcasting, where broadcasting careers begin. Now, yesterday I talked to Coach Gross about this upcoming game against the Nittany Lions on Saturday, and this is what he had to say. Enjoy.
7 days in between the games has really allowed us to do a lot of things. One, hit the reset button and say to ourselves, okay, what, considering that it's late January, can we control this week to help us get a little bit better and actually focus more on ourselves rather than an opponent, because during the season up to this point, it's been 2 or 3 days game, 2 or 3 days game. So I think it's given us a chance as a staff and as a team to really kind of take a deep breath, lock in on a couple things like we did on Tuesday. Monday we locked on it with film, not so much physically, but film and physical Tuesday. At the same time, also, secondly, get some days off. We took Sunday off completely. Monday we just lifted and watched film, and then we were off completely yesterday. So that part's been good from a physical and mental refreshment standpoint as well. And then third, obviously trying to get some guys healthy. So I thought that, I think so far, obviously we're just on Thursday and we've got to practice today and tomorrow, but I think this week's coming we've been blessed, it's coming a good time for us. Obviously now we kind of shift here today and tomorrow into a lot of preparation with Penn State. Certainly we've had them in mind as a staff, but I wanted our players really focused on us, on getting better on Monday and Tuesday. So today we'll shift into that. Obviously they're on a 2-game winning streak, have played very well. I saw some of the tape from last night. I was out last night, so I watched some of their game last night, a little bit here this morning, some clips, and obviously they played very well. Newble made some plays for them, but didn't necessarily have a Newble-type night. And some other guys really stepped up, with Brandon Taylor being out as well. And I thought it was a really competitive game from what I've seen, and hard fought, and a great win for them. So they come in here with a lot of momentum. We've got to understand that I think the next step for us is learning how to compete consistently. We've been inconsistent with that, with our toughness, especially on the defensive end, and with our rebounding. That's been disappointing at times, and then exciting at other times. If you look at like the last 28 minutes of the Purdue game last week, I thought we were tremendous, but I didn't think we had that same competitive toughness and nastiness that we needed in Minneapolis this past weekend. So we've got to find a way to have that more consistently. The players' mindsets have got to be better with that. They've got to concentrate better. They've got to be mentally and physically tougher. And as a staff, we've got to assist them and help them in making progress in those areas, because I think ultimately your ability to concentrate and your ability to willingness to be physically and mentally tough, it is a choice. And then as a staff, we've got to help make sure their bodies and minds are ready for that type of grind, to bring it like that every night with some guys playing some very, very heavy minutes right now. So that's kind of where we're at. I'm excited to get to practice this afternoon and start preparation for this one.
Thanks, Coach. All right, so that was my conversation with Coach Gross yesterday. I'll be back on radio following the game tomorrow afternoon. This is Christian Hansen, and you were listening to Vavel Sports Talk Radio, Illini Hoops Talk. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at @CHansen, Hansen with an E, at @CHansen Sports, or you could follow me at the show's page at VavelUSA_radio. That's V as in Victor, AVEL _radio. VavelUSA_radio. Or you can follow the Vavel Illini page on Twitter at ILLINI_Vavel. Appreciate having you on the show, Coach Gross. And go Illini. This show has been brought to you by the Illinois Center for Broadcasting. Have you ever thought about a career in broadcasting? The Illinois Center for Broadcasting can get you started. In the exciting fields of television and radio at ICB, instructors who currently work in the broadcasting industry will train you on the latest digital and audio video equipment. Best of all, once you complete the program, you'll have the full-time support of our placement department that will help you find your first job. Just think about it, you could be working at a TV or radio station in less than a year. So pick up the phone today and call ICB for more information at 630-916-1700. That's 630-916-1700. The Illinois Center for Broadcasting, where broadcasting careers begin. Thanks for having me, guys.